He may not be physically, but he's definitely verbally abusive. Never mind, he's physically too. Well, there goes that thought. Well, knew it was coming, but boy golly. Oh, is that his little base? If he would have stayed there, his friends and him would have died. Oh, Loid! Oh, yeah, this is gonna get dark, isn't it? This is gonna get very dark. The fact that Lloyd's flashback started, and it is kind of a joke at first, you know? Old Anya comes home, she's got a little bolt, she messed up at school. Insert flashback to old Lloyd's childhood. Oh, maybe he had a hard dad, you know, just like a bit of a hard ass, a little strict, and then it all just spirals into like this giant PTSD. The Bolt's more than just a hard ass father, like being overly strict and, you know, borderline abusive, to, oh yeah, let's think about the time my friends got bombed in war. Because I am 99.999% sure the first bomb strike hit their little hideout, because it used to be like an old bunker for like storage weapons and stuff, and had Loid stayed there that day, he would have been dead. So you have to consider the fact that not only does the PTSD hit in a way of like, oh, if I would have stayed and played with my friends that day, I would be dead. Two, why am I alive and not my friends? You had the guilt about the whole lying and everything, because he felt guilty about lying to his father about taking the money for school books or whatever else he said, right? I don't think we're ready for actually how dark this arc's gonna be. I remember last season when I was covering Spy Family, people were saying there's gonna be an arc in the next season that would potentially be the best arc if adapted well. And I have to imagine it's this. It could be a different arc for all I know, but for me personally, thinking about different things they could do, a Loid War arc is something that is gonna be very interesting, because it's very clearly not just going to be like, it's impactful because look at the death. That's going to happen. If you watch the preview, I mean, I took a little gander at it. I usually don't do that. But yeah, like, there's a lot of ruin there. There's clearly going to be some sad stuff there. But I really think what's going to truly separate this arc from the previous is that when you look at present day and how he is with Anya, he's still a man for the mission. He's like, I need to complete my mission. But I think when you really consider just how over the course of now 39 episodes, Loid has went from everything I do is for the mission, for my country, blah, 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 to he's very much grown to love having a loving family. And yeah, he still believes in the mission, but at the end of the day, like, if you actually truly asked him, like, hey, either you shoot Anya in the face or you betray your country, he isn't shooting Anya in the face. Like, at this point, he isn't. Early stages, I actually think he would. I think he was trained that well. But it's like, it's not just the fact that they're willing to bomb kids. It's the willing to just show how realistic war is. Not only, I think honestly on both sides. Both the woman who was giving him the food before the bombing, right? That the little stall. And also his father. So for her, she was like, you know, don't dream to be a soldier. Like, you shouldn't think, oh yeah, let's glorify war, let's go off to war, let's fight the bad guys. Like, no, it's not a fun thing. Sometimes you have to do it, but it's not something you look forward to. And I think when you look at it from his dad's point of view, I think he truly just wanted him to focus on his studies. Focus on your studies, get a good job, stay away from the battlefield. So seeing him run around with makeshift guns, and he's probably very clearly involved heavy in the strategy of war, whatever else he does, yeah, like, it's understandable. Should he have smacked his kid across the face? No, there's never an excuse for that. But the more I think about what his dad represents, is most likely very similar to what he represents with Anya. It's just, you know, every line you get a little less abusive. Like, I'm sure Lloyd's grandfather was even worse towards Lloyd's father than Lloyd's father was to Loid. But yeah, like, there's still better ways to handle certain things, but like the fact that he was like that happy, like, oh, you want books, like you want to turn your life around instead of like just wasting your, it's sad, man, because the first half of this episode is so fun, it's so goofy, it's just Anya trying to avoid getting punished, and then her helping out Damien because he forgot his handkerchief because Queen Bitch in charge over here gets off on punishing kids. Like, if anyone needed to be bombed, it was probably her. And how that then transitions into this emotional whiplash is just so freaking brilliant. Now, of course, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you happen to be new around here, and Patreon's where you can catch my full live reactions, all this and more if you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like these. So, I love the second half, and it's clearly the best part if you ask me, but yeah, the Anya stuff is also worth touching upon. So, they had me going for a bit. I honestly thought they might go the route that for some reason this hard-ass likes Anya, because it would have been the funniest, like, turn of events that this whole time she's, like, struggling not to get punished, and then the person who punishes everyone just is like, oh yeah, she's kind of alright. Just thought it would have been funny. But instead, you know, I honestly appreciate what she did. Now, when she tells you she has 2 handkerchiefs, she learned from her daddy. Sure, in a perfect world, that's true. You knew there wasn't a second one in there, though. But the fact that, like, she's looking at it as, okay, Buddy's saying if I even get punished once, Dad's gonna hate me. So she's like, oh, mission will be over. We can't have second son, you know, deal with that. I will help you out. The fact that it's just, it's so silly, but it works so well. Because they're such children, but you also just see how, like, it should feel unappreciative, but it's not. He's like, I'll buy you a slice of cake as repayment. I don't want to have to owe you. Anya, hell yeah. I may have just got one more ticket to expulsion, but I'm getting a slice of cake. There's something so precious about this idiot, because a slice of cake is enough for her to say, oh, this little lightning bolt that has me one step closer to being expelled. Sure. Anya really doesn't consider the gravity of the situation, but goddamn do we love her. And I just love, honestly, the growing bond between these two, because they're just so cute. They treat them like kids. There's something just so precious there. And yeah, like, to be honest, I wasn't expecting the bolt to be a PTSD trigger to this backstory. Where we go is going to be interesting, because I don't know how long they're going to focus on this point of his childhood. Maybe 5 minutes next week, then we skip to him probably training in the army. But either way, when the backstory pretty much starts off with his friends being bombed in their play hideout, and he was supposed to be playing there that day, and if it wasn't for his guilt, he would have died there. It's pretty heavy stuff. Spy Family has always had, like, war and death, but it's super interesting to focus on it from Loid's childhood now, and seeing, like, probably why he's so determined to fight for his country and not let missions fail. On the other hand, he now has a family he desperately wants to protect and keep with him. It's interesting stuff. Definitely depressing stuff, but interesting stuff nonetheless. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode of Spy Family, though, and, you know, if you're a manga reader, how excited were you for this arc, and so far, do you think it's living up to it? Let me know. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course, Patreon's where you catch my full live reactions, all this and more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. Alright, so today we got James Reinhardt, Abraham Volkwitz, DX, FBI, and we also have Old Do. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.